Hello student, in this video today we are going to talk on the general characteristic of subkingdom Protista and the classification of the Protista. First of all, the general characteristic of Protista. They are simply just eukaryotic organism. Most of the organisms are unicellular, some are colonial, some are multicellular like algae. Some of the organisms which are prefer to live in singly, but some are prefer to live in a colony, or they are sometimes they are multicellular organism like algae. Most of the protists live in water or watery environment, and some are prefer to live in moist cell, and some of the member of this group are parasite of the human as well as plant. These organisms have membrane-bound nucleus and endomembrane system. Thus, simply the single cellular organism have a specific type of membrane-bound nucleus and membrane organelles. That's why they are known as, or that's why they are eukaryotic organism. They have mitochondria for cellular respiration, and some have chloroplast for the photosynthesis. Some of the organisms like amoeba or many organisms have mitochondria for the cellular respiration, and some organisms look like a plant but they are animals. They have chloroplast for the photosynthesis. They can make their own food by the process of the photosynthesis. Nucleus of protist contain multiple DNA strands, and number of the nucleotides are significantly less than complex eukaryotic. They are just simple eukaryotic cell. They don't have a complex body structure, and that's why they have multiple DNA strands, but not that much number of the nucleotides which have an complex or specifically evolved eukaryotes. Movement is often done by flagella or cilia. Sometimes they have pseudopodia for the locomotion. Generally, they locomote by the flagella or cilia. Cellular respiration mainly aerobic condition. Cellular respiration mainly done in aerobic condition, but some organisms of this group live in mud below the pond, or some of them live in the digestive tract of other animals. The they are strictly facultative anaerobic. That means they don't use oxygen for their cellular respiration. They don't have oxygen for the cellular respiration. They are anaerobes. Now, the type of nutrition. They can be both heterotrophic or autotrophic. Some of the organisms are able to make their own food, but some of the organisms heterotrophs. They are dependent for the food on other organisms. The flagellates, one of the group from the protists. Flagellates are filter feeders. Filter feeders. Some protists feed by the process of endocytosis. That means the engulfment of the bacteria, or they make a formation of the false food and engulf the whole organism, or formation form the a food vacuum, form a vacuum like structure. Best example of the endocytosis is the amoeba. Amoeba feeding process of amoeba is done by the formation of food vacuole. Now the reproduction. Reproduction. Some species of this organism have complex life cycle, include or involving the multiple organism. The best example of the this complex life cycle is a plasmodium. Plasmodium falciparex. They include multiple organisms for their host. Some reproduce sexually and other are asexual. Sexual reproduction is done by the gamete formation, and asexual reproduction is done by sometime uh, mitosis or multiple fission or binary fission. They can reproduce by the mitosis, and some are capable of meiosis or sexual reproduction. Some protists are pathogen for animal and plant. Pathogen for both the animal and plant. Example, falciparum, Plasmodium falciparum, cause malaria in humans, or they are commonly known as malarial parasites. Now, the phylum of subkingdom Protista. The first phylum is the phylum Protozoa. Protozoa, that means proto means primitive and zoa means animals. Primitive animals or animal like single cell organism, protists that have or they are resemble to animal are known as protozoans. The characteristic of primitive cell look like a animal cell. This kind of the organism are placed under the protozoa or they are known as protozoans. They live in moist and watery environment. Already we have discussed that the most of the protozoan prefer to live in watery environment. If the water is not that much amount in, but they are live in moist environment, or they mostly live in the soil, or some of the organism live on the body of the other organism like plant or animal. They are able to move and inability to produce their own food. Most of the organisms from the protozoa are not able to make their food. That means they are heterotrophs. That means they are dependent. They are dependent for the food from other organisms. They differ from the animals, being unicellular, while the animals are multicellular. The characteristic says that they're unicellular organism. They are differ from the animals because the animals are generally multicellular, but the only one animal, only one group of protozoans are single cellular. First of all, the protozoans are classified under the many group depending upon their characteristic for the locomotion or locomotory organ. The first group is sarcodinians. Sarcodinians, they mean they use pseudopodia for the locomotion. Zooflagellates, that means they are use flagella for the locomotion. And celiophores, that means they use cilia for the locomotion. And the last group is sporozoans, that means they are spore forming organism. Depending upon the locomotory organ, the protozoan divides into the two subphylum, the subphylum Plasmodroma and subphylum Celiophora. Subphylum Plasmodroma. Subphylum Plasmodroma, they have locomotory organs, pseudopodia or flagella, and sometimes nothing. Sometimes pseudopodia or flagella, no one are present for the locomotory organ. Or cilia is totally absent in this phylum. None of the organisms have cilia for the locomotion. Now, the depending upon the characteristic of the organism, the subphylum Plasmodroma divide into the four class: the Sarcodina class, Mastigophora class, Sporozoa class, and Ophilinata. These are four class which belongs to subphylum Plasmodroma. Now, the first class is Rhizopoda or Sarcodina. These are two them which mean only one class. The class Rhizopoda, it's sometimes known as Sarcodina. The pseudopodia are present in the naked body, which is without definite shape. The organism from this group, they don't have a definite body shape. Usually one nucleus is present inside the body and nucleus is located in the center of the body. The nutrition is holozoid type of nutrition and reproduction take place asexually by binary fission or sometime multiple fission. That means the whole organism divides into the particular two organism, a copy of two organism, and sometimes they are divided into the many cells. Hence, it named as multiple fission. And the rhizopods are mostly free living, but some are parasite. Most of the organisms are free living organism, but some of the organism who prefer to live on the body of other organism, the they spend their life as a parasite. An example of the sarcodian is amoeba. Now the class number 2 or second class is mastigophora or flagellata. Locomotor organ are flagella. We can say with the name. The name itself says that the flagella is a locomotory organ. The body is covered by a particular covering or pellicle. Hence, have a particular or perfect shape or definite body shape. The nutrition is either holozoic or allopathic or sometimes sporozoic nutrition can be seen in this group. They reproduce by longitudinal binary fission. They divides longitudinally into the two cells. That's mean longitudinally binary fission. The most they are mostly free living, but some are the parasite on the other organism. And the example of Mastigophora or flagellata is a Notioca. Now the class number 3, the Sporozoa. That means spore forming animals. Sporo means spore and zoa means animals. Spore forming animals. They are internal parasite. They have contractile vacuole. Oh, sorry, they don't have contractile vacuole. Reproduction takes place by the spore formation and body is covered by the pellicle. That means they have perfect or particular or definite body shape. Example is Plasmodium. Next, the subphylum Coleophora. They have cilia as a locomotory organ. The subphylum Coleophora name itself telling us the locomotory organ are cilia. Sometimes they have sucking tentacles for the locomotion. Nucleus are generally more than one or two types. Now they have only one class, the class ciliata. They locomote by the cilia and cilia present throughout the life. Now the example of the class ciliata is Paramecium. Thank you for watching this video.